Good morning, guys. Jay in the house, and yeah, driving to work. The weather is super shitty today. It's raining, it's gray, there is no sunshine. The weather looks like crap, guys. Maybe I'll clip on the lens to show you guys.
BJJAYK님 어서 오세요. 고유이 장님 어서 오세요.
어서 오세요. I think that's better like that. 도요이님 안녕하세요. Oh, what's the second part? JayK. JayK님. Yeah, I remember. Good morning. Where's that? That's Switzerland. Like 2 minutes from my home. It's a rural area. So there is we are close to Lake Constance and the Austrian border, so we're like in the very center of Europe over here, and we're close to the mountains, the Alps, and so we have like very fast weather changes because of the high mountains. You remember me? Nice. Yeah, of course. I try to remember everyone. It's not that easy, guys. Actually, it's not that easy, but I try. I really try. Do you live in Germany? No, I'm living in Switzerland. I am German, but I don't live in Germany. So I know that's maybe confusing, but I think it's the same. Like, there's Koreans who are not living in Korea, right? And that's the same thing. Because some people are always confused, like, why do you not live in Germany? But there's enough Koreans not living in Korea, right? So this is the new world. Everyone changes and moves. So not everyone lives where he was born, right? But I feel like for Koreans it's maybe special because Korea is a peninsula, so you're like enclosed by water and North Korean border, so you cannot move on the land side. At least you're not used to that, and we can move on the land side between the countries very easily. How many languages do you speak? I speak German, of course, and I speak English. That's like my best languages, I would say. Of course, I understand Swiss German, which is a little bit different from German, but I actually don't count it as another language, although I think it is a language on its own, but because it's very, very close to German, I think like it's not worth counting it as a different language. But I know many Germans, like from northern Germany, who come to Switzerland, who really struggle understanding Swiss German. So yeah, technically it's a different language. You live in the UK? See, that's what I mean. And you come to Africa to breathe some Korean in and keep connected, right? I understand that. I started streaming on Africa as well because I wanted to learn Korean. And like at the moment, I would say that Korean is like my third best language, although I'm really bad at Korean. But I tried to learn Japanese and Arabic and stuff like that, but it's not worth counting because I'm really bad and I don't understand Japanese at all. I can't read it, so I don't think it's worth talking about Japanese. So slow loading? You mean the video? So on my side it shows it's streaming with 30 frames per second and 3,870 kilobits per second. The Streamlabs app is really good, so, and I used Restream, so I'm streaming to a UK server from Restream, and from there the data is being pushed to the American Africa server, I think, and Twitch in Frankfurt, and how it works. So you could also try watching on Twitch. Sometimes I feel like Africa has the worst connection, and like somewhere last year they started like when you open your Africa app, you see like the stream is loading like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. They're like pre-buffering a lot, and they started doing that like last year, and so you have like a lot of lag in between me and the chat. Maybe for Korean it's better, but like if you use a foreign server, you have like a real huge gap in between. I am Korean and English and my second language. I'm Korean and my English is my second language, yeah. Yeah, you're pretty good, but of course if you live in the UK, you should be doing good with English. You can read Japanese. Yeah, I failed with that. When I started learning Japanese, I was 18 years old, and school was about to end, so I had to do my exams in school, and I needed to quit learning Japanese. So I could not proceed learning Japanese. And like the Chinese characters, it's too much work to learn. And then I found Korean and Hangul, and I was thinking, yeah, it's an Asian language. I wanted to learn an Asian language, basically. And with Hangul, you can read and write, at least like a school kid. It's better than nothing, right? And so I kept learning Korean. And maybe in the future, Japan and China will switch to Hangul, because it's like the most suitable writing system for Asian languages, I feel. Because you can write down Chinese and Japanese, at least Japanese, very easily, I think. It's very similar. Except for the missing F sound. You could, if you would have an F sound in Korean writing, you could like write everything on the planet. But the F is really missing, so maybe put like, it would meet like almost every language in writing, which is kind of interesting. So what do you do in England? what is your profession? So I guess you're for work in England or UK. Most Koreans leave the country for work. So as you can see, there's like on the plate, there's an A, a white A, and the white A signals Austria. So on that side, you can see like the green area, that's the river. And behind the river is Austria. So all the houses on the other side of the road are Austria. And now we're like going a little bit up. In front of us, you can see like slightly elevated area. So we're going up, and you can see over there is the border sign. It says Zoll in German and Dogana in French. So it's yeah, this is the roundabout at the border station. So at this time it's okay to drive, but like at noon, it's Friday noon, everyone will leave the country. So at Friday noon, everyone is going to leave the country for their home countries, like many German and Swiss, German and Austrian workers will leave the country. So the border station will be really crowded, and it might be that you like get stuck over here 15 minutes until you get down to the highway, because the highway and the roundabout at the border, they're like one system. So you need to cross that roundabout for going down to the highway, which doesn't make sense. But you study there. Oh, nice. What do you study? What's your major? Finances or engineering, I guess. That's what I expect. Maybe. And so this is really crazy, because like the connection to the highway is the same connection as crossing to the border, and that's a huge flaw, because when there's too much traffic, everything gets stuck, and everyone who wants to go down to the highway has to wait as well instead of crossing the border. And the tourists don't know how to drive in the roundabout, so they technically get stuck in the roundabout, and everyone who wants to go down to the highway as well. So it's really stupid. Are you passing the border of two countries? No, I'm not passing the border, but I'm driving along it. So this is the Rhine Valley. This is the Swiss Rhine Valley between Switzerland and Austria, and it's going from Lake Constance up to the high mountains of the Alps, and the Rhine River is the country border. So we don't have like highways crossing the river. It's just like small bridges between the border stations, the checkpoints. And so it's kind of complicated, the traffic over here, because we like typically drive parallel to the river, and if we cross want to cross the country, we have to find like a checkpoint to go over the river. So all checkpoints have bridges, and that's technically a little bit complicated for the traffic. And Swiss people didn't drive a lot to Austria, but like since the currencies fall... Oh, you study math? Yeah, see, I knew it. It was some technical thing. And what are they doing? So they're closing the road. Something is going to happen here. Oh, they're cleaning the drainage. They're cleaning the sewage. My friend JayK, I have to report to work. Alright, me too. I'm close to the office. And I have to... Onyonim, 안녕하세요. I just, I was focusing on the other thing. You have to report to work. You have to report to me first, man. That's how it works. And then I send you off to work, right? That's how it works. Yeah, so traffic over here is really complicated. We have like the highway, and we are driving now on road number 13, which goes to Rhine Valley as well, like through the villages. Because the Rhine Valley is a really narrow strip of land between the Swiss mountains and the Rhine River, so all is narrowed down. And it's a little bit complicated for the traffic situation over here. But yeah, that's how it is. So guys, I have to report to work as well. I'm going into the parking lot. Thanks for watching. Hit that up and like button as you find it. If you're on Twitch, I don't know, write something in the comments.